So by that time I was getting here, I didn't have money to even like set up as in the houses. So I just kept the rabbits right here where we are sitting. Then there's this animal that comes at night and then it attacks them. So I lost almost 12 in one night. So believe you me, that same night I spoke to my neighbors here and they helped me as in put a few cages inside this main house. So I lived with my rabbits for about 6 months without power inside the main house.
Inside the house?
Inside the house.
So it was you, Maureen, and the rabbits?
Me, Maureen, and the rabbit. My neighbors were like, this girl is not serious. But me, I knew my vision. I knew what I wanted to do. I knew the impact I had, and I knew the legacy I wanted to leave behind. Yeah. To my dad, Edward, and to my mom, the journey hasn't been easy. It's been ups and downs, and it's not easy, but I know wherever you are watching. I'm Maureen Wanyaga. I'm 29 years old. I'm a graduate from Jomo Kenyatta University. I studied BCom. I specialized in HR, and I'm in Nyeri with my 1,000 rabbits. I began this journey when I was in Nairobi back in 2015. It's when I decided to venture. I think at that time I had just finished campus. So by the time I was finishing campus, I had managed to save about 50,000. And that was the money I took, and I now decided to just give it all and just decided to venture into rabbits.
And the question of I'm a graduate, I need to look for an office job.
I tried, I really tarmacked. I tarmacked for about 8 or so months, looking for jobs, sending my interview, sending CVs everywhere. Back it picked at a point I said, let me just venture in, do or die. Okay.
So who did anyone help you with capital, or you just saved by yourself?
You see, that time I was in JKUAT. I used to do some small stuff, like I had a motorbike. I used to save one or two money here.
You had a motorbike?
Yeah, I had a motorbike.
Oh, okay. So ulikuwa na mtu wa bodaboda. You had a bodaboda person, or you are the bodaboda lady?
Okay, it reached a time whereby I had to actually know how to ride a motorbike. So there are times over the weekends I would just ride around our home area in Kawasukari and
And then you started investing.
Yes, I invested. So now, as in, I would save maybe like 200 shillings this week. I said, plus it also provided for me some bus fares into school and stuff, because I used to be a commuter. I used to commute from JKUAT till home. I was a commuter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And your family at this point?
Growing up, we were in a family of 5. There was my mom and there was my dad, and then there's my big brother and my big sister, and I'm the last born. Okay. Way back in 2005, in a tragic road accident, we happened to lose our parents. We were trying. I had just finished class 8. They were trying to get me a school in Nyanyuki and stuff. So my dad called my auntie to help us get a school, and we had agreed everything. We went. We saw the school. We loved the school. He paid the school fees. And the accident happened on the way back.
You were inside?
Yes.
Okay.
So now, as in, fun enough, but I thank God because I came out without a scar and I was the only survivor. So I say I'm a living testimony. So I think that is what keeps me going, despite the tough times. You know, they say when the going gets tough,
the tough gets going.
True. So after that, now our guardians took us in. So when my auntie and my uncle took us in, sorry to say, but my auntie died of cancer like 2 years ago. But she was the one who toughened us, because by the time my parents were leaving us, we were still very young. So we didn't know how to cook. We didn't know how to do those basic stuff. So it was my tough auntie who was like, you have to know this, you have to know that. So then during that time is now when we realized how tough life was and stuff. So then in the process, we now they used to eat rabbits like once a week. So slowly by slowly I began gaining a taste for them. So I was like, I think when I finish, I think I'll give this a try, just as a hobby. And then a hobby turned into a business.
Wow.
Yeah, and 4 years on, here we are today.
Oh, absolutely.
So this is my rabbit unit. Here is where my rabbits are. They're about 850. As you can see that these are their cages, and from this end to the very end down there, these are all females. If you see like a cage, if you want to collect its urine, there's amabati and stuff that once the urine pees, it normally drops it, then it goes down there. And this is the urine that you tend to use in your farm and stuff for whatever you're planting in your farm.
And how many rabbits did you start with, the capital, and why Uku Ushago?
You see, in Nairobi, by the way, I began with just 5. So I just took my 50,000 that I had saved while in campus, and I just started with those 5. So, and just within 6 months, because rabbits are prolific breeders, they breed very fast. So within 6 months, I had almost 100. So I was running out of space. So that time I asked my sister, you've seen me for these 6 months. How about you try and give me some small funding? I see if I can expand right here in Nairobi. She's like, okay, fine. Let me give you a try. Yeah. So she gave me the little that she told me, I don't have much, but just take this little and expand. So I went to our local hardware there in Nairobi. I bought the materials, and the next thing, I was already building, and the empire had begun. So from 5 to 100, by the time I was leaving Nairobi for Nyeri, I think there were about 250 to 300.
So you packed all of them?
Yeah, what happened is, in the middle of building is when I realized, my God, the cost of doing this in Nairobi is very high, because there's issues with water, there's issues with labor, there's issues with electricity, all that stuff. But then I remembered, we have a house in Nyeri that my dad had built way back in 1987. So I said, let me just go give it a try there. So before I left, my sister and my brother told me, my sister, where are you going? Nyeri, there's no power, there's no water, neighbors are far. Will you survive? I told them, let me just go. With God, all things are possible.
Amen.
And I just packed. In the middle of the night, I moved. Then here we are.
Wow.
In Nyeri. So moving here, that time I just got here, you see, money was running out, because there was a cost that I hadn't budgeted for transport. So by that time I was getting here, I didn't have money to even set up the houses. So I just kept the rabbits right here where we are sitting. Then there's this animal that comes at night, and then it attacks them. So I lost almost 12 in one night. So believe you me, that same night I spoke to my neighbors here, and they helped me put a few cages inside this main house. So I lived with my rabbits for about 6 months without power inside the main house.
Inside the house?
Inside the house.
So it was you, Maureen, and the rabbits?
Me, Maureen, and the rabbit. My neighbors were like, this girl is not serious. But me, I knew my vision. I knew what I wanted to do. Yeah. I knew the impact I had, and I knew the legacy I wanted to leave behind.
Yeah. How much did you spend putting this together?
This entire structure, my rabbit unit, has cost me roughly about 800,000. Yeah, that is the houses, their tanks, their drainage, everything, plus together with their feeds for this last 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are some of the mistakes you've made along the way?
The mistakes I made along the way, that time I was moving from Nairobi till here, I didn't know that these rabbits, you must give them medicine, because that change of climate from Nairobi to Nyeri. So I lost almost 3/4 of them in just that movement. So it took me back for almost like a year or so. Yeah, if I had known better, I would have done things different. I'd be very far right now.
And how is the progress?
The progress so far has been good. Rabbits has been, but you see, at the very beginning, people in Nyeri were very reluctant to eating rabbit meat, because they would still see it as a pet. But slowly by slowly, I began by giving them as a sample, and one thing that another. And any person you can ask today who I gave as a sample is now a loyal customer. Yeah. Plus, I also have neighbors around here who began with just 5. Right now, there's one who has about 50. There's another one who has about 30. They are doing quite well.
Wow.
Next time you should come, you should go see. They are doing quite well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I feed them on pellets, and the pellets that you give your animal, you must make sure that it is balanced in terms of crude protein, crude fiber, crude ash, seed and minerals. So you must make sure that the feed you give them is of the best quality, because it will ensure the good health for your bunny. I have all types of breeds, because that is a Dutch. This is a
they
Flemish.
See you and they come out.
They see when they come. I think they are used to me, these rabbits. Okay. Now, like this one is a Flemish giant and stuff, and it's also a female.
Hey.
Yeah. Plus, they're doing quite well.
Wow.
Yeah. No. And the way to tell a healthy rabbit is a bunny who, the fur is clean and not
dirty?
Yeah, dirty and stuff and stuff like stuff. Plus, you see, a restless animal is an animal who is not feeling well, because a bunny who is not feeling well will just stay somewhere crunched in a corner. But a bunny who is moving, a bunny who is active is a healthy rabbit.
So the more they move around, then it means it's very healthy.
It's very healthy.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, thank you.
And now business, when it started, at what point did it start peaking? And what's the most you've made?
That time it was tough, because that time I moved from Nairobi to Nyeri. That change of climate affected my bunny. So the 250 I had, I lost almost 3/4. So it took me 1 year to recover. So during that 1 year, it was now trying because money was running out. My sister is still funding me. She's telling me, what are you still doing? I'm telling her, sister, half. Plus, you could see my sacrifice because when I moved here, there was no water, there was no power, there was nothing as in the vicinity. So as in then after a while, now after that 1 year is now when as in they began multiplying, they stabilized. Yeah.
Wow. And here we are.
And here we are today.
Okay. Is business good?
Business is good. I must confess, it's doing quite well. As in, I'm proud to be the rabbit lady around here. Ask anyone around here. I'm known as the rabbit millennial. Yeah. So just ask around Nyeri everywhere, and I'm proud actually to just have left a mark that is important.
Yeah.
So business is good. There's one customer who ordered about 100 just this December.
Yeah.
At least that money is what is now pushing me through from January to February because I still have feeds to buy and some small expenses here, there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's the most a customer ever ordered from you?
And
what's the price of one rabbit?
One rabbit, I normally sell a bunny for as in kilograms. You see, one bunny, once you slaughter it, it loses like 1.13 kg of its weight. So a bunny, once the bunny is about 5 months old, it is a desired weight for you to slaughter the bunny. So at that time, that bunny is about 2.4, so you get about 1.2 kg. So that bunny will go for 1,200. And the beauty of it is that you pay cash. So no madeni, no nothing.
Okay.
How many kids does it give birth to at once?
Now like this one, because it's 1.5 years old, it gives birth to almost around 9 to 10 to 11.
Wow.
And you see, that is the beauty of making a bunny stay for long, because the longer the bunny, the more mature and the more willing the bunny is willing to deliver and to cater to the young. Challenge was the market at the beginning, because convincing people, it wasn't easy. It took me a while. Then also other challenges is that this business is not an easy money-making machine. You really have to be really there because it's very labor-intensive. It takes so much time. The cost of feeds are very high, and the bunnies eat every day. So as in, those are among the few challenges I encountered. But those are challenges that if you're serious and you're down to it, you'll see them to the end.
You'll conquer.
You'll conquer them.
And what inspires you?
To keep on going.
Yes, even in life, what inspires you?
I think it's just seeing how far I've come, because not many would have been able to persevere all what I have. Plus, my loving, supporting sister, as in just her taking 3/4 of her salary and just giving it to me, still means so much to me till today. Sometimes people tell me that as in I'm young, time is running out, I'm not married, I don't have a kid, I need to to hurry up. Time is not waiting for me, but I normally tell them God's time is the perfect time.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Because there's some things you just cannot rush. Plus, I know what I want out of this life, and that is to finish my father's work, like finishing this house and furnishing it just as he would have wanted.
Okay.
So this is the house that my late dad had joined way back in 1987. No, this is the house as in I want to finish in his honor. Yeah.
So all you want to complete that legacy.
I want to complete his legacy.
God.
I would like to tell young women just like me that do not be choosy. Just take whatever comes your, and most of all, you must have a passion for what you're doing, because when the going gets tough, it is your passion that now as in keeps you going. Like me, I've undergone through so much, but what kept me going was my passion for these animals, and that is what has seen me this far.
Did you ever feel like giving up?
There was a time like last year I was about to actually give up, but I just looked back and my sister told me, as you give up and go back to what you've already taken 4 years here. There's no going back. You just have to see to the end. And God's time is the perfect time.
Wow. Yeah.
When I get to look ahead, all I can see is this 2020. I want to move from my current 1,000 rabbits to 5,000 rabbits, and also I'd also want to build even better structures. I'd also want to empower the youth around here, because currently I've empowered about 6, and they're doing quite well with their rabbits. So I would want to empower more, so that when I'm gone, when I'm out of this world, I want people to remember me by Maureen did this and this for me. It is because of her that I am here where I am today, because that was the person my father was. If you ask around here, that was the person he was. He used to be a person who would help others to help themselves, and I want to walk in his footsteps. I know it's not going to be easy, but at least I am trying. But most of all, that is a lasting legacy that I want to leave behind. But not only for me, but also for my future children. It will be a dream come true.
All right.
To my dad, Edward, and to my mom, the journey hasn't been easy. It's been ups and downs, and it's not easy, but I know wherever you are watching. And I know every day that inner strength, I don't know where it comes from, but I believe you guys have a say in it. Mom used to be a praying woman, and I know you are up there in heaven praying for us. And every day we are trying to make you proud. And I believe before I leave this earth, I will have finished your work. Not all is lost. Rest in peace.
What is wrong, honey?
I got scammed at the market.
This wouldn't have happened if you used Gigi. Gigi is a huge online marketplace where you can buy and sell goods such as cars, smartphones, or even houses. Gigi is absolutely free. Gigi!
Wow!